And Bonds hits one high. It's a deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks, lats. Joined, as always, with my guys, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson.
Sir.
Mr. Swervin' Irvin. I just woke up from a nap. Washington, let's go. Sorry, he's got the most energy out of all of us. He better after taking a fucking nap. Who the fuck takes a nap?
Tired after a nap soon.
Who takes a nap in the evening, bro?
It's not
take a nap whenever you want.
You act like this was planned.
Damn.
You got that big Easter dinner, huh?
Yeah, it just happened.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, that honey baked ham.
Oh no, my mom made Cornish hens.
Oh damn.
Nice.
We had the honey baked ham, but I would be so down for some Cornish hens.
Mm-hmm.
We had tacos.
Beans and mac and cheese and sweet potato. Yeah, it was good.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, y'all.
Welcome, everybody, to the show. We got a good one on deck. We're going to be talking a lot of Major League Baseball, kind of recapping the week, where we're at through a week. Obviously, there's a lot of baseball left, kind of things we're noticing, trends, teams we're high on, teams we're low on, et cetera, et cetera. We'll also be talking, we're going to install our first installment, our power rankings, our top 5. We'll do this every Sunday going forward to the end of the year like we did last year. Obviously, best bets for tomorrow. And then we'll also be talking a little bit of NHL as we come down to the last week of the season, and some NBA playing if time persists. We'll see what it permits. You know what Ben said. If time permits, we'll do a little bit of that. I'm gonna be on Temple Hoop later, so we'll be talking a lot of that. So if we don't get to it on this show, make sure to listen to that show as well. And yeah, man, we got a lot of good stuff on deck. We are being brought to you by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat. Unfortunately, tonight I'm not drinking any special beer. I just got a little something from Lagunitas. But Ben is he's got some good beers on deck. What are you sipping on, Ben?
Yeah, so I was in the old stomping ground today. I went down to South Bay and got to stop by my old bottle shop, and they have quite the array. So I went sour tonight. I've got hazies for Tuesday, and I think I got a couple IPAs for next Sunday. But we're going sour tonight. So this first one is a Ghost, and this is coming from Temescal Brewing out of Oakland, California. 4.8%. This one is called Temescal Fruity, which is a watermelon and strawberry sour ghost.
Ooh.
So 4.8%. Man, it was 75, 77 degrees out there today. It was our first hot day. And this is something that I saw. I'm like, oh, I want this right now, but I'm going to save it for the show. First sip, it is sour. I got another sour coming up later. I'm going to interrupt us whenever I go for my second beer, or we make a transition after I pop that next one open.
Nice, man. Hell yeah.
Next one's an Imperial, so 8%.
Woo, definitely saving that one for last.
Yep.
Nice, man. Excited to hear about that one. That just sounds good. Watermelon and strawberry, like, whew, those are two of my favorite things, man. So excited to hear your review on that one. A lot of good breweries breweries coming out of Oakland too.
Yeah, Oakland beer game is stepping up.
Yeah, I've been noticing people obviously that I'm friends with in the Bay Area been hitting a lot of breweries out there and
Yep.
posting pictures and stuff, and seems awesome. Hopefully, when I get back home, I can make a trip out there and
Yeah,
do a little
we'll do
something.
it.
Yeah,
We'll definitely do it.
but let's talk some baseball, man. So Major League Baseball, second week of the season. Honestly, a rough betting week for me, Major League Baseball wise. A lot of it has to do with totals, because we had a cold front coming on the East Coast. Usually, that tends to lead to a lot of unders. Well, they didn't go under. We had a lot
Balls
of
were
overs.
flying. Yeah.
I mean, it's not even necessarily home runs, dude. It's just more runs are being scored.
Yep.
And it's crazy. So scoring's up 4.66 runs per game, which is the most since 2019. Last year was around 4.2. 1.2 home runs per game, which is up since since 2019, and then stolen bases 0.66 stolen bases per game, which is the most since 2012.
Yep.
So we're seeing, like I said, obviously average is up. Average 252 last year was like 220. It was one of the lowest in the last 50 years.
Last year was trash.
So we're seeing a lot more offense. I've seen a lot of speculation and a lot of theories as to why. One obviously being the pitch clock. I've also seen people talk about, maybe the ball's juiced again because obviously Major League Baseball wants more runs scored. Last year, there was a lot of talk about the dead in baseball. Wasn't a lot of runs. Maybe they brought back the juiced ball, quote unquote, from 2019, which, we're seeing the scoring pretty damn similar. I mean, what's your guys' takeaways on this? Because overs right now, 50 and 30 on the year, 57%. Or I'm sorry, that's wrong number. 77 and 58, 57% of games going over. Last year in the first 2 weeks of the season, we're seeing the complete opposite. We're seeing 57%, 60% unders. We're seeing the total opposite this year. So my question to you guys is, A, why are we seeing more scoring? Like, what's your guys' theory on it? And B, how do we use this information and what's happening now, the trends, to bet totals? Or do we just totally stay away from them until we kind of figure this thing out?
Wherever you want to go, you want me to? Because I got my theories.
I think it's three things: the pitch clock, no more shift.
Yep.
And
Bigger bases.
Yeah, the bigger bases.
You think the bases? You think the bases being bigger has that much to do with it?
Yeah, because you gotta think they made the bases was like it's not they're significantly bigger. So if somebody's stealing a bag or trying to get an extra base on a single from first to third or go from first to home, it's not as big as it used to be. So like if you're just like a faster, if you're not that fast, it's not that it's a big deal. Because I think, let me see how much of the base increase it is, because it's a significant increase when you look.
I mean, it looks bigger.
It's 2 inches on each side. So
Yeah,
you're getting 4 inches, which if you think about it, the way that guys steal bases and guys run the bases, how close we were. Like, and a big reason of why the game was taking so long was because you were getting so many replays on close calls, and a lot of those close calls are going to be less than 4 inches. If you got 4 inches, you're not going to be taking that extra 5 minutes. Usually it's not 5 minutes, but up to 5 minutes sometimes to replay those calls. So I think with that extra 4 inches, you're not getting as many replays, which is cutting down the game. And a lot of the time it is an inch or two. Now you have 4, and all of those extra bags are going to add up. And I think you can also look at the pitch clock and the rules that they've, made with the pitch outs that are also going to step up the base running, step up the stealing, because they can only make 2. And if they don't, on the third time, if they don't get the out, then it's a balk, and the player moves forward, not a ball, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So pitchers aren't going to go for that, so you can get that extra step, you can take that extra half lean that you need, plus the extra 2 inches, That's a perfect storm for a base runner.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I mean,
you're going to get stolen bases like crazy. Those are going to move up and make how you play offense and defense different. Then you add in the shift rules. Then you add in the whole pitcher not being able to play the whole like mind games with the batter. Like, it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing huge numbers here.
one thing I've also been noticing about the pitch clock too is like, a hitter can see the pitch clock, right? So if he sees it getting down to 3 seconds, like he knows when the pitch is coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that is another thing. Like,
I didn't even think about that.
The past few years we've seen a lot of like bullpens have been great, right? We're seeing a lot stronger bullpens, and this year I feel like the bullpen pitchers are not as good because they're coming in, they're not in a rhythm, and they have this pitch clock that they're working against, and a lot of times they have runners on base, they're inheriting runners, right? And it just like their timing is just off. Like, I don't know, like, will they figure it out? I mean, I assume so, right?
Yeah, it has to adjust itself out, or because you can't have too big of an advantage either way. Like we always said, advantage was always with the pitching because that's what it was. Great pitching always be good hitting, but if it keeps going like this, we go see the most runs probably scored ever.
Yeah, we
It's
could.
gonna be history.
We could. It's been crazy, bro. Even the Marlins are scoring runs.
Exactly. The Marlins scored damn near 8 runs today.
And they only hit 2 home runs.
Look at the Brewers.
Yeah, the Brewers
the Angels was up 6-0. That lead disappeared in a half inning.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, bro. Last night the Rockies were down 8-2 in the 9th inning. They almost came back and won it. It lost 8-7.
We were down 5-1 and lost it in an inning. So I get it. I definitely get it. By the way, I wore my A's hat because they need some love right now.
Oh, I mean, they're terrible, dude.
Worst team in the league, so I had to.
I didn't think they was gonna be this bad, man.
Yeah. Sorry. I had to bring that.
That dude Fujinami might be the worst pitcher I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah, and then y'all give him a decent contract.
I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but he's not good, dude. Like, once he gets a base runner on base, dude, he just totally crumbles, bro.
Minus 45 run differential here.
Oh, dude, they just got outscored like 20-0 the last 2 games, dude.
Yeah,
22-2.
Yeah, I think today they lost what 22.
Yeah.
11-1 both last 2 games.
Damn.
They're terrible, man.
Oh, shit, my Dodgers ain't looking too much better, so don't worry about it.
Your Dodgers are fine.
I know, it's just
I'm not worried about the
Dodgers. I'm trying to make Jordan feel better. Well, at least the Sharks about to clinch the worst record, so y'all gonna get Bedard, right?
They have not.
Nah, Columbus is still worse, dude.
Dude, we're still 4 points up.
Damn.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh yeah, y'all just went to overtime in another game too.
All the time.
We got work last night though, so that's fine.
So what do you guys think about like totals though, and utilizing this information for totals?
Only could bet a under when the aces are on the mound, like.
Yeah,
but I feel like in that case though, Irv,
I know they leave and then
the first 5. Yeah,
you got to be the first 5 because, and it's crazy too because these books are some hoes because they don't let you parlay the first 5.
Yeah,
more than I think 2 or 3 games. So you just gotta find 3 really good pitcher matchups and bet the first 5 under because even if the starter goes 6-7 innings and he leaves and the bullpen comes in, you might get 4 or 5 runs scored in 1 inning.
Yep. I also feel like the market is like it's adjusted for who's pitching. So like when you see aces on the mound, you're getting like 6.5, 7 runs. I just feel at this point like that's too low, dude. Because that could be gone in 1 inning.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something that we need to watch is that there is going to be a fine line from when these books adjust to the number of runs that are being scored. Overall,
I mean, we're already seeing a lot of 8.5, 9s, dude. I mean,
yeah, they are moving, but I think there's still some that, some teams that have not been offensively, putting up the numbers that we know can.
I mean, the A's can't score, but they give up 10 runs.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you set a total for that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
because even look at the Orioles and the Yankees game. That line opened at 7.5. It went all the way up right before Went up a whole run right before the pitch, before the first pitch. Went to 8.5 overnight.
Yeah.
When
I think
last night,
Mm-hmm.
and it went under,
I think
didn't
you.
it?
Let me
Sorry.
see. I
It
think
was
it,
four
I
to
think it
4-3, right? I think it went under.
5-3. So
Yes,
yeah,
it went
I think
under.
you got it. If you got it at 8.5, you or 8, you got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a couple teams that you have to, at this point, we know that are going to be better offensively than they're putting up the numbers for. Minnesota, even though they're top of their division, only putting up 37 runs, they're going to be hitting better than they are right now. St. Louis, another team, only putting up 36 runs. They're allowing 42, which is a lot there, but we know that they're going to be putting up more runs than the 36 that they've had. That's almost one of the worst in the league.
Oh, Ben, can we transition from there? I want to talk about the Cardinals real quick.
Okay.
So that was a team that all of us thought were going to run away with the Central.
Yep.
And they're really struggling.
I think somebody else had them the Milwaukee Brewers still.
Who?
Me.
You're high. You were high at that moment. No one foresaw them being able to score runs like this.
No, I didn't foresee them to be able to score runs like this, but I still said that they were going to be one of the top teams in the league because of their pitching and top teams in their division. But
I mean, hats off to you for saying that. But the Cardinals have been significantly worse than we expected.
100%.
And something happened in the middle of the week where Tyler O'Neill got benched by his manager, Marmol. And it was like publicly outed that he got benched because he didn't hustle around third, supposedly. Or he didn't think he hustled around third. And after that, they've only won one game since that. Do you think that has some...
think they played the whole thing was what, 4 days ago?
4 or 5 days ago, yeah. It was during the week.
They got hard. They've had a hard schedule, especially with the Brewers, how they're playing. But granted, one run. But the Braves playing well. The Blue Jays, they went 2-1 against, and the Brewers, they went 1-2 against. The Brewers they're a good team right now. They're hitting everything.
No, they're playing very well, but I mean, like, the Cardinals should be a much better team. Offensively, they have a way better roster than Milwaukee. That's not even debatable.
Not how things are going right now.
But that's what I'm trying to get to. Why are things going like this for St. Louis? Like, could it be because everything has gone downhill since that Tyler O'Neill thing? They have one win since then, and that was Saturday night.
Yeah. So,
do you think that there is cause for concern? Do you think that there's a rift in the locker room? Because normally you want to keep things in the clubhouse, right? And the fact that, he goes out, Oliver Marmol goes out and criticizes his player to the media and to the public. Do you think the locker room kind of looks at that like, not really fucking with you, bro? Because this Cardinals team gives me a total feel of the Blue Jays and Phillies from last year. Remember, they fired both those teams fired their managers and then kind of turned it on after that. I have a feeling the same thing is going to happen here. I think the Cardinals are going to struggle for a few weeks. They're going to fire Marmol. They're going to bring in. They're going to promote someone from within, and then they'll start to play better.
I mean, looking numbers wise, their offense isn't the problem. They've got 3, 4, 5, 6 players batting above 300. So offense is not the problem. It's their pitching.
Their pitching is
you've got Jordan Montgomery, who's doing well, Jack Flaherty doing well.
I mean,
then you got Nicholas,
they're middle of the pack ERA though as a team.
4.65 is not great.
Yeah, but it's middle of the league. I mean, you gotta realize, dude, there's a handful of teams, bro. But
you look at their starters. You got I mean, okay,
There's
Jordan
9 teams
Montgomery
with
doing
over
great.
5 ERAs right now.
Yeah, Flaherty doing great. But then you got Mikolas, who's at 9.64. You've got Mats at 6.75. You got Palante at 8.4. Like they're putting themselves in holes and expecting their relief and their bats to get them out of that.
But I mean, that was kind of the same situation with
against hard teams too.
With Philly last year. Remember, Philly was like one of the worst pitching teams, and then all of a sudden they get a new manager and the pitching turns itself around.
Yeah,
like
I don't think
he could be
that to happen twice.
He could be mismanaging the bullpen. I mean, there could be a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because the Cardinals' bullpen should be a strength of their team with Hicks and Gallegos. Like those are two really good relief pitchers, two of the best in the game. So it's like I'm just trying to understand like where the disconnect is going. I understand their starting pitching isn't good. We knew that was going to be an issue all year.
I think when we have this conversation next week, it's a completely different story.
Who do they play?
You're going into Colorado, and then you're going now into a Pittsburgh team who's completely deflated because of one injury.
They're missing Cruz, but
that
team can still hit, man.
Yes, that team can still hit, but the energy comes from Cruz.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see a lot about the Pirates. What do you think about the Cardinals, Irv?
I can hear it.
We can't hear it.
No, you can't hear it, but yeah, I think the Cardinals been a little. You can say they've been horseshit. Like Tommy Lasorda, rest in peace. Said about Dave Kingman 3 home runs, but yeah, man, I think it's something going on internally with that team because even they won the series against the Blue Jays, but they didn't look good. They looked good one game. I think that was a game Flaherty started, but other than that, man, they been getting their ass handed to them. The bullpen don't look good. The starters are average outside of 2 guys, which they might not even keep it up. I just think that, yeah, you're right. I think it might be time for a change because when you call players out like that publicly, you got to realize these dudes, I understand they millionaires or athletes, but at the end of the day, these guys got egos, they got pride. And if you say the wrong shit to the media and like out them, and it's not a good look. And that's one of the reasons why, like Manny Machado, that's one of the reasons why he didn't resign with the Dodgers because he kept getting called out publicly by the higher ups. He got called out by Dave Roberts for not running out a ground ball. And some of these baseball players don't take well to public criticism. Some do, some don't.
That's a good point. It's always been a criticism of Manny Machado, though, is that he doesn't hustle out. So
yeah, but yeah, he even tells you he's not that type of player. So
he's interesting. All right, what about the Rays? So on the complete opposite side, the Rays, I mean, just incredible. They are on a historic pace. First 9 games, first team in Major League history to be 9-0 and have a over 55 run differential.
Look who they're playing though.
They played 3 of the shittiest teams.
The worst teams in the league.
They are good. I'm not gonna overlook that. They have a hell of a pitching staff, and if they continue to put up runs like this, shit, you could bookmark them for the World Series.
Yep.
But we know that offense can get completely anemic at times. And I think last year they started off hitting good.
Last year they started off bad, dude. They had to like climb their way back. They were really bad last year to start the year.
They were majorly injured too at the beginning of the year.
Anywhere near the type of run support that they're giving these pitchers and those relievers, then shit, they're gonna break the major league record for wins because we know they have that type of pitching staff in the starting rotation. Shit, you could argue they got 3 aces. So
yep.
But they're good. Nobody saw them starting as hot. But then when you look at the 3 teams that they've played, those are the 3 worst teams in baseball.
I think it's fair criticism about who they played, but I mean, they have no control over that. Just so happens that's who plays it on their schedule.
But when they start getting to the better part or the meatier part of their schedule, then we'll know a lot more about this team. Our hitters looking so good because they're hitting against trash ass pitching. We know the pitchers are good no matter what because they just that damn good. I know McClanahan struggled the second half, but he's back to looking like a top 2-3 starter in the league. So, and Rasmussen is no slouch.
Yep.
Springs is good. They just 1 through 5. They probably are the best rotation in baseball. It's just can they continue to hit, because we know what that offense is capable of.
I think you can say the same thing that we talked about with St. Louis. Is this next week is a completely different schedule than where we saw them for the first 9 games. You've got Boston coming in for 4, and then you go into Toronto. Is this even Toronto's first home games? Is that going to be their home opener?
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't believe they're going 13 games before having a home game.
Oh, because there was some renovation being done at their stadium.
That makes sense. Okay, that definitely makes sense. But you have 4 games against Boston, who isn't great, but they're a hell of a lot better than Detroit, Washington, and Oakland. And then you've got 3 against Toronto, who we're talking they can be winning that division. So I think when we hit next Sunday's show, that's going to be really something that we see for both these teams, for the Cardinals and for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm definitely excited to see where things go for the Rays, because like you guys, like I do think that there is fair criticism in the sense it's like, okay, yeah, like they're off to this historic pace, but they just so happen to face 2 of the worst teams in baseball. The Tigers, I mean, they look like one of the worst teams. They probably shouldn't be as bad as they are, but that's where they're at. Or, I'm sorry, the Royals. I mean, the Royals, who just took 2 of 3 from the Giants, by the way.
Yeah.
But
they haven't played the Royals. You were right. The Tigers.
It was the Tigers. Yeah. So the Tigers shouldn't be as bad as they are, but they are, and they just got swept by the Red Sox. So it's gonna be interesting. The Rays. Go ahead.
31-5 against the A's in the score differential. Like, that is why they have a plus 57 right now.
Well, I think that the A's question, like, it has me asking questions about the Angels too, right? Because the Angels did really well against the A's. They go and they lose 2 of 3 to the Mariners. Or did they win that series, or did they lose 2 out of 3?
Who?
The Angels. They lost 2 or 3, right?
2 out of 3 to the Blue Jays.
No, to the Mariners, the series before.
I think they won 2 out of. Let me check.
Mariners, they won 2 of 3.
Okay, so they win 2 of 3 against the
They
Mariners.
got smacked in one of the games, though.
Yeah, and then they lose 2 out of 3 to the Blue Jays. And the way they lost those, they had a lead in every game going in at least past the 6th inning, and they lose 2 of them.
Yep.
That bullpen is still ass.
Bullpen is awful.
Yep.
That's definitely going to be.
Starting pitching is pretty good, but that bullpen is horrible.
Well, I mean,
outside of Suarez has been terrible.
I mean, Tyler Anderson wasn't great.
Yeah, he got shelled, but I think Tyler Anderson will bounce back. I got more faith in Tyler Anderson than I do in Suarez. But they are playing the Nats tomorrow, so they could be a best bet.
The Angels actually have a better bullpen ERA than the Dodgers right now.
I already said my Dodgers ain't playing good, so
I just had to let you know.
That's fine. You're the worst. You're a fan of the worst team in baseball. So,
well, shockingly, the A's have a better bullpen ERA than the Dodgers too. So.
That's fine. What's your run differential?
Pretty bad. The Giants are worse than the A's too bullpen ERA. The worst.
Yeah, we also have a winning percentage. How about y'all trade all y'all bullpen guys for some starters, and then just move all the starters to the bullpen, and then see if that works out.
Well, we have one good starter, Kyle Muller.
You won't have him for long. He's probably getting traded at the deadline.
Ken Waldichuk should be better. He's one of the top prospects, but bro, that dude, he can't throw his breaking balls for strikes, so everyone just sits on his fastballs because the only pitch he can fucking command. God damn it. But man, it's crazy. You look at some of these bullpen ERAs, bro. We got 8 teams with over 5 ERAs. We have 15 teams with over 4.4 ERAs. How often do you see that?
A lot of runs, no shift. It's analytics are getting.
And surprisingly, dude, the Cardinals, They have the 8th best bullpen ERA, 3.3.
Yeah, they gotta have a great bullpen, and your starters giving up all them damn runs.
It's crazy. Milwaukee Brewers, 0.93 bullpen ERA.
Nice.
0.93 with a 4.63 xFIP, so they're gonna get shelled here soon. It's bound to happen. But man, it's pretty crazy looking at this, bro.
In the pitcher's part.
Who do you think has the worst bullpen ERA in baseball right now?
Is it our Orioles?
Oh no, the Orioles are actually top 10 or top 15. They're top 15.
Damn.
Then Rockies.
No, the Rockies
Tigers?
are top 7.
The Mets.
No,
The Pirates.
no.
Damn.
Probably the Giants.
Giants are 6th worst. But the Giants have played this team, Ben.
The Royals.
Nope. The Royals are actually
White Sox.
The White Sox, 8.82 bullpen ERA, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, you gotta bet every over. If the White Sox are playing, bet the over.
Because, dude, even if the bullpen's only in there for 3 innings, bro, they're giving up fucking 5 or 6 runs.
Yeah, maybe not with Cease, but
Dude, the last game, Cease, it went over because Cease goes out in the 5th inning because he doesn't pitch deep, and then it went over because the bullpen got shelled.
Yep.
And he's at the White Sox tomorrow too. That's a tough park to hit in.
Yep. What other things have surprised you guys a week into the season or a week and a half, I guess now? What's your guys' takeaways so far before we get to our top 5s?
The Braves starting pitching. Gotta get better.
Yep. Injuries though,
pitching
dude.
is giving up a lot of runs, and the bullpen is having to come in and keep games close. That's not a good way to go throughout the season. They're just super talented, so I think they'll be able to ride it out and let it even itself out. But I don't like what I'm seeing early from their starting pitching, and Freed and what's the name being hurt is not helping at all.
At all.
And I think Odorizzi gonna be out for the whole season, right? Because he has shoulder surgery. Wait, he's not. Is he still on the Braves or with somebody else?
No, he's not on the Braves, I don't think. Let me see. Because I don't know the timetable for Freed.
And another thing,
Kyle Wright's still out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if there's any updates on their injury report.
And the Royals, I didn't think that'd be this bad.
The Royals?
Yeah.
Yep.
Kyle Wright just had a rehab start in AAA, so he should be back up soon.
Okay.
He should be up shortly.
I'm gonna give you credit on my surprise.
What?
The Arizona Diamondbacks. They've had one of the toughest schedules. 8 games against they'll be in my top 5, but 8 games against LA and 2 against San Diego to start off, and they're a -3, but they're 6-4. They're winning those close games, and it's impressed me. They're a bunch of young guys.
And
I don't
Zach
think
Gallen's
it's going to sustain.
like shit.
Yeah,
That's the crazy
I don't think
thing.
it's going to sustain, but they got 10 hard games off their schedule already. Yep. That makes the end of the season a little bit easier.
Yeah, so
especially when the Dodgers are not in their prime, to get 8 of the 13 games against the Dodgers out of the way, that's huge for them.
Yeah, the Dodgers my concern is still, and it's reared its head basically, is like, outside of your 3 top guys and Mookie, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith, it's a lot of like, okay, who's gonna step up tonight? Who's gonna help these guys?
Yeah, but they're stepping up. The offense isn't the problem. It's the pitching and defensively.
Yep.
They're still plus 16 at 5-5.
Yeah,
that's
because
a great place to be.
And I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to be out of it, but their starting pitching is definitely a concern for sure. And their bullpen doesn't look as good as it normally does.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say starting pitching, I mean like the back end of their rotation.
Yeah, Syndergaard, That dude that pitched today, pack his ass up. He gotta go. He. I'd rather see Bobby Miller or
Why didn't
Gavin
they have
Stone.
Pepio in there, dude? Like, why
Yeah,
isn't he in there?
yeah, somebody because that dude gotta go. He pack his should bring somebody up from single A or double A. That he pack his ass up. That dude, he allowed 7 runs in like 2 innings, 3
Yeah,
innings or some
it
shit
was
like
over
that.
before it started, dude.
Yeah, that shit was nasty. So let me look him up today. I don't even remember his name. That's how terrible he was.
It was a similar thing with the Braves today. I mean, like the dude making the start for the Braves, like the Braves had no chance, dude, because he gave up 7 runs in 3 innings. Dude, the game was over.
Um Michael Grove,
Yeah, Michael Grove.
pack his ass up.
Where where is Pepio, dude?
You need Pepio, you need to put Miller in there.
I wouldn't even I wouldn't even
Gavin Stone.
bring in Miller yet. You know, you don't want to waste his MLB clock. Pepio has already had major league service time, so he's a perfect fifth starter. Throw him up there. What the fuck's the problem? What you doing?
And if Syndergaard have another start like he did, pack his ass up too. DFA him.
Dude, Er's ready to cut everybody.
Nah, just those two. I think everybody else could get it together, but them two, their asses gotta go.
All right, let's hit our top 5 for the week. Top 5 power rankings. Obviously, this will change week to week. This was actually tough for me because I feel like there's like 4 teams I could put at number 5. Ben, what's your top 5?
Hold on, sorry. All right, top 5. We are going to start with number 5. We're going to start with number honorable mention. We're going to give it to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think losing O'Neal Cruz is a huge hurt for them. Broken ankle. He's going to be out for a long time, and that's part of the reason why.
Yeah, he's gonna be out at least like 3 or 4 months, right?
Yep, exactly. Number 5. I'm gonna go with this one was a tough one for me. I'm gonna go with San Diego. I had San Diego or Atlanta being on the 2, but San Diego just massacred the series with them, so have to put them, ahead. They won the series against Atlanta 3-1, outscoring them 23-14. That's 7 big runs there. And we'll go to number 4. We're going to go with the Minnesota Twins at 6-3. Big series win against the Astros. Kansas City sweep doesn't surprise me, but going 1-2 while outscoring Miami 13-7, huge disappointment, which pushed them down to number 4 for me. Arizona number 3 at 6-4. Tough schedule again, as I talked about earlier. 8 against the Dodgers, 2 against the Padres, and still 6-4. They've got Milwaukee next. Again, it's a tough way to start the season, but it's going to make that second half of the year a whole lot easier. Going to go with Milwaukee at number 2 at 7-2, 5-1 at home, 2-1 on the road. Play the Cubs, the Mets, the Cards, which is a better schedule than the Raids. Plus 25 run differential, 10th in runs, 2nd in runs allowed, which is huge. Really exactly where we thought they'd be. Probably 10th in runs is a little bit better, but Tampa Bay number 1, easiest schedule. Until they lose, I'm going to be keeping them at number 1. First in ERA, first in quality starts, 2nd in opponent batting average, 3rd in WHIP, batting, 1st in runs, slugging percentage, 4th in average, 3rd in on base. Playing really well.
Nice. Irv, what's your top 5 look like?
Padres,
Number 5?
Diamondbacks. Padres at 5, Diamondbacks at 4. I got the Twins at 3, and then the Brewers at 2, and of course the Rays undefeated at number 1.
Interesting. I knew we were all gonna have some differences because, like I said, there's like 4 teams I can make a case for at number 5, dude.
Yep.
So mine looks like, but it's funny because we all basically have the same teams, but there's one team that I have in my top 5 that neither of you guys mentioned, which I'm gonna get to. But my top 5 looks like this. I got Padres number 5. Reason why I have them top 5 is because they just took 3 or 4 from Atlanta. So on the road too, yeah. So I like them there. Number 4, I like the Twins. 3rd in ERA, top 5 in run differential. Number 3, this is a team that neither of you guys mentioned that I have. I got the New York Yankees.
I was thinking about that too.
3rd in run differential, 7th in WRC plus, and 4th in ERA. Coming off a series win at Baltimore, which was a pretty nice series win. I hate the fucking Yankees, man, but I got to put them up here. Number 2, I have Milwaukee. Number 3 in ERA, top 10 WRC plus, like Ben mentioned, second best record in the league. And then obviously number 1, the Tampa Bay Rays. They're the best team in the league right now, and until further notice, they're going to be number 1. I don't care who they played. It's tough to be 9-0, man.
Yeah, Skanky's getting no credit until late October if they make it.
Yeah.
I figured I'll get ahead of the Bull now and just put them at number 3. That way no one can say, well, you're biased. You hate the Yankees. I'll be like, yo, I had them number 3 first top 5, man. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, they were up there. I don't think I put them close to number 3 there. But I just can't do it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, because, for 5, I was obviously I had the Padres there, but, you guys make great cases for the Diamondbacks. Could also make a case for the Blue Jays, Guardians. You know what I mean? Like, I think the AL especially is pretty wide open this year.
Yep.
And right now the Rays are 9-0, but it's like we said, like, look who they played.
Yeah. So
it's going to be an interesting race down the line for the AL. And in the NL too. I mean, the NL is pretty wide open too. I mean, it could be a lot of parity this year, man.
Yep.
Whereas last year, we basically knew who the top teams were.
Oh, and then another thing we forgot to mention why runs and all that is up. These umpires been dog shit. Bro.
Oh yeah, it's been trash. And you can't
just have to think about that because some of them balls and strikes I was calling during the Dodger game today was fucking terrible. I mean,
and you're right, it's been league wide too.
Yeah, it's been league wide.
Man, they need to go that automatic K zone or something soon because man, these umpires are getting worse.
Yeah, I've been like against the automatic robo umpires, but I'm starting to get into it. I sent you guys that picture the other day where they called a ball and the pitch was like basically down the middle, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is he looking at?
It was another pitch. I was watching the Rockies and the what's the name?
The Nationals?
Nationals. And Josiah Gray threw a perfect fucking 2-seamer. That shit was not low. It was like right below the middle of the plate, and he called a ball. I'm like, "Fuck is this dude looking at it?" That was ball 4. The next batter hit a fucking triple. I'm like, bro, they should have been out of the inning.
Well, it's the consistency that gets me too. Like, even pitch by pitch, it can have the same exact location, like same exact location.
And then if you like the Garrett Coles and all in the world, you get fucking strikes called like 4 inches off the plate. I'm like, bro, this is what the fuck is going on?
Yep. People's reputations, man. And it goes that way for batters too. Like, guys that are known to be very disciplined strike zone hitters, like they usually get calls. So if it's like a borderline call, the umpire will be like, well, if he's not swinging at it, it must be a ball.
Yeah.
And they'll call
They're not giving it to Max Muncy.
Yeah, because that dude doesn't swing. He only swings if it's right down the middle.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I can't. You can talk all the shit you want. You can talk all the shit you want about the Dodgers right now. Outside of Mookie, Freddie, Max, and a couple of the pitchers, we got some reevaluating to do, man.
Well, I mean, this is gonna be a down year regardless.
Yeah, I know, but next year it'll be all worth it when 17 is suiting up for the Dodgers.
Oh God.
All right, since we're talking some ridiculousness, I'm going to talk about my next beer because I switched over. Are we ready to move to hockey basketball?
Yeah, I was gonna hop into hockey right now. So go ahead.
All right, perfect. So I number 2 is gonna be in Alvarado Street. This is called Sunset Bay. This is mirrored after a pink painkiller. So it's a vodka drink with grapefruit. This has a what is it? Grapefruit, tangerine, pineapple, coconut, and dragon fruit.
I love a mix.
It tastes delicious. I almost want to put vodka in it just because it would literally be a painkiller. But that would hurt a lot. But it's Imperial. It's 8%, and Alvarado Street out of Monterey.
Nice. That's the Imperial one?
Yeah.
Fuck.
8%. I mean, look at this thing. It's pretty. Almost matches my pink shirt.
Does look nice. All right, let's talk some NHL, Ben. Irv.
3 more games left. 3 more games for some teams.
Yeah, so we're coming down to the wire. In the East, we still have 2 positions up for grabs. We basically have 4 teams.
No, teams.
Well, I mean, Buffalo's not eliminated.
Buffalo's eliminated.
Not mathematically, because they still have 4 games left. I don't know how they have 4 games left.
Yeah, they're done.
But I mean, they could still mathematically, they're still not eliminated. But
true, but they're done. Look at their schedule. They're done.
And then in the West, we only have 1 playoff spot up for grabs with 3 teams mathematically still alive. We have Winnipeg, Calgary, and Nashville up for that A spot. The Seattle Kraken have clinched their first
good
playoff
for them.
berth. Shout out to the city of Seattle. I guarantee that's gonna be a wild playoff atmosphere out there. But what's your guys' thoughts on the playoffs and kind of future prices? Because I'm looking at the futures here. Boston plus 360. I feel like for a team that is, I mean, runaway best team in the league, President's Trophy, 131 points. You know, last year
they are historic at this point.
Yeah, last year the Colorado Avalanche were like a shorter shot to win the Stanley Cup. Colorado is our second favorite, plus 700, 7-1. The Maple Leafs 9-1, Hurricanes 10-1, Edmonton 11-1, New Jersey 11-1, Rangers 12-1, Vegas 12-1.
That Eastern Conference is going to be a bloodbath, but I think the reason why that the Boston is not a bigger favorite because they run with 2 goalies.
So who do you think has value in the East?
Honestly, I think the Kraken have value because they so damn good on the road.
Well, they're in the West.
I know, but in the East, I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard to tell. You're not gonna know who's the front runner in the East until like the second round because the Maple Leafs could get upset in the first round. Boston could get upset in the first round.
Toronto, right? If the playoffs were to start right now, it'd be New York versus Toronto in the first round.
New York Rangers?
Yeah.
And Toronto's losing.
Yeah, if they play the Rangers in the first round, you pack the Maple Leafs asses up, and
which is par for Toronto. I mean, they're known for being first round exits.
Why
just another year?
So why the Rangers over the Maple Leafs?
Because the Rangers have the better goalie and their
grit.
The defense is more consistent. And the Maple Leafs I don't know. I've never seen a hockey team get caught in more changes and give up a goal than them. I watched them like 5 times in every game in the middle of a shift. They give up like in the middle of a shift change, they turn their backs and they give up a goal. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
The Maple Leafs have only scored or given up 3 more goals than the Rangers this year.
I get it, but their defense is not as consistent. And then they lose, like, I think a couple weeks ago, they lost to the Canadians like 5-2 or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is grit. And that's something that you'll see in New York that you don't see in Toronto. You don't have someone from Toronto who's going to go out and fight for the puck every single shift. The whole third and fourth line of New York are grit players who are going to go out there and give you everything. And I think that's where
they made some great trades during the day.
I think this is where the Rangers will take Toronto, is that third and fourth line scoring.
I mean, I agree Like I think.
Wait, what are New Jersey Devils odds
to win the Stanley Cup?
Yeah,
11-1, basically the same.
that's
great numbers there too.
That's I think it's a lot of value in them.
Yeah, especially how
the
good
problem
they
with
are
them,
on the
dude, is
road.
that they have to fucking face Tampa in the first round.
That's fine.
They're gonna serve Tampa.
But Tampa has that experience, man.
They're not the same team though.
Yeah,
I know they're not the same, but I mean, you still have Igor. I mean, not Igor. Vasilevsky.
Vasilevsky.
You know,
but I don't think that's enough no more, bro. They just got their ass served not too long ago by the Senators, and I'm looking at this game like, damn, this is a team that won 2 Stanley Cups back to back. It's not.
But if you're a young team, because like this reminds me a lot of like the Kings versus the Warriors, dude. Is like the Kings were a better team than the Warriors this year. I don't think anyone would debate that. But the thing that the Warriors have over the Kings is experience. Dude, the Kings have no playoff experience. The Devils barely have playoff experience.
Yeah.
All their best guys have never been to the playoffs before. Playoff hockey is different.
It is, but man, the Devils are good.
Give me the odds for the wild card teams: Pittsburgh Penguins and New York Islanders, because Florida's out
To win the cup?
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Well, Florida has shorter odds than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but I still think I think Florida is out. I think they're going to miss the wild card position.
Yeah, but Florida's Stanley Cup odds are 28-1. Pittsburgh's is 60-1.
Great. Then I'm going to take 60-1 Pittsburgh Penguins because they're making it. Florida is not. Florida has 2 very tough games against Toronto and Carolina left. And Toronto and Carolina
but don't you think so?
But they're going to be playing because they still have.
But Toronto has nothing to play for.
Toronto can be the number.
They could be the number 4 seed, but they're still going to face the Rangers.
Yeah, they can beat New York in the seedings, which comes into play next round.
Home ice.
Yeah, that's huge. That's absolutely.
Who do the
huge.
Rangers
So
play?
They can take the points there. And then Carolina, they need to stay above New Jersey. So I think those are two teams that really do need the points. And then you look at the Islanders, and the Islanders have Washington and Montreal. Montreal in for anything. Washington, I mean, they're out now. They're not playing for anything. So they've got an easy schedule.
I don't think they motivated no more, honestly, because they just went out there and got their asses creamed by what's the name?
Who? Who's not motivated?
The Capitals.
Oh yeah, yep. They're out of the playoff run. Then you look at Pittsburgh, and they've got Chicago and Columbus.
I don't understand why are their odds? They're the worst. They have the worst odds except for
because
Buffalo.
They're ranked higher position right now, and they're looking at people who are saying, oh, well, Florida is the number 1 wild card seed right now, but they're only a point up on Pittsburgh. And
so Florida plays who?
Florida has Toronto and Carolina as their final 2 games.
Okay, but Carolina has 3 games left. Who's their next game? Who's Carolina's next game?
I'm pulling that up right now.
Because New Jersey only has 2 games.
Carolina, the only thing that Carolina to play the Senators, they play the Red Wings, and they play the Panthers.
Man, if they beat the Senators, then they're locked into that 2 seed.
Yeah, but the thing with Carolina, though, man, they at home they're a fucking juggernaut, but on the road, man.
Yeah, that was how they were last year too.
No, if Carolina wins, New Jersey can still catch them. Carolina has to win 2 more games.
Isn't a win 3 points?
2.
2 points. Okay.
So no more 3 points.
Yep.
All right, that's why I was gonna say, because if it was 3 points, it would be locked into that 2 seed.
Yeah. So they need to win 2 of 3.
And who does New Jersey play?
New Jersey.
The Devils play the Sabres and the Capitals.
So, I mean, the Sabres still are mathematically alive, so they're going to be trying.
They're going to be fighting, yeah.
I mean,
but they play the Devils at home, and we all know how good they are at home.
We'll see how it comes down, man. I just Man, the way you're talking about the Penguins and the fact that they're plus 600 and the Florida's plus 2,800, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Because the
Florida's
Panthers can
plus
score.
6,000.
The Panthers can score, but if they go on a scoring drought, you could score 2 or 3 goals against them and have their ass down 3-1, 4-1 in a period.
That's crazy. All right, so to win Eastern Conference, Boston plus 200, Toronto plus 550. This is all via FanDuel. Carolina plus 600, Devils plus 600, Rangers plus 700, Tampa plus 800. Then we got longer shots, obviously, here. Florida plus 1,300, Islanders plus 2,200, Pittsburgh plus 3,100, and Buffalo, you could basically count them out there plus 30,000.
Yeah, they're not.
Who do you guys think is like decent value to win the Eastern Conference here? Because I feel like these numbers are like so close. There's not really a favorite.
Yeah, it's not really a favorite. Like
No, which is surprising when you've got Boston in there.
Yeah, out of those top 5 teams, you wouldn't be surprised if any of them won it. But the way Boston playing, you would expect them to win it, but they're only plus 200.
Yeah, it's like not good enough value for me unless it's like guaranteed, which I don't. Hockey playoffs is just so crazy, bro.
Because the last team that scored this many points lost in the first round. So, and they're finna.
Why you always say that shit, bro?
I'm not talking about y'all. It wasn't even y'all. It was a team after y'all. Damn.
So the last 3, or last 2.
Yeah, the last 3.
Yep.
But 2 of them are you know who.
This fucking guy, dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a little bit of money. I'm gonna throw a little bit of money on Pittsburgh at plus 3,100 to win. You've got Sid the Kid. You've got Olmark in goal. I think that's you always have a chance there. And then my more realistic, I'd probably go New Jersey. I think the addition of Timo is huge for their offense. You know, they're a great firepower team. And maybe the Rangers at plus what they were plus 800,
plus 600.
6, 7, and 31.
Let me see. 700 plus 700.
Okay, 7, 7, and 31. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I have that Stanley Cup future on the Rangers, so I'm just gonna keep pulling for them, man, until the well runs dry. You know what I mean? I think they have the best goaltender, I think, in hockey, and Igor Shesterkin. Dude was a monster last year, so
he's streaky. That's the problem.
You just gotta get hot at the right time, babe.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Oh, I know that.
You know?
Pittsburgh, their goalie is not Olmark. Who am I thinking of?
You fucking up is what you're doing.
Yeah, Olmark's the goalie for Boston.
All right, let's move over to the Western Conference real quick. So Western Conference to win, we have we have the Avs at plus 280, Edmonton at plus 420, Vegas at plus 500, Dallas at plus 650, Minnesota plus 750, Kings plus 800, Seattle plus 1,500, Winnipeg plus 1,800, and then Calgary and Nashville on the outside looking in. Calgary plus 2,900, Nashville plus 15,000. So you can basically write them off.
So before we go let's go to that final wild card spot.
Yep.
You got 3 teams in it. You got Winnipeg at 79 games at 91 points, Calgary at 80 games at 90 points, and Nashville 79 games and 88 points.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are basically telling you Winnipeg's going to get that last spot.
I disagree.
Why?
I'm going Calgary here. Again, just games who they have left to play. And the Calgary Flames have a much easier schedule to take, even with Winnipeg having that game in hand. So Winnipeg is a point up, but of course my fucking internet goes. There we go. They have San Jose. They can win that game, but then they've got Minnesota and Colorado. I see them losing both of those games. Calgary, San Jose, and Nashville. So if they beat Nashville, Nashville's out. And then you go to Nashville and they've got Calgary, Minnesota, and Colorado. So I see Nashville being out of the running. I think they're going to lose the first game to Calgary, and then Minnesota and Colorado are going to take them, both out. Calgary, San Jose is going to be an easy win for them, especially being the last game of the season, and it's going to be a win and you're in type deal. And I can see them beating San Jose easy, and then Nashville, Calgary has so much more firepower than that, and then. I give
Calgary's so
Winnipeg 1 win.
inconsistent, though, dude.
What's that?
They're so inconsistent.
Yeah,
They are. They the Florida Panthers of the Western Conference.
yeah, but again, they have 2 more games, and one of them's versus one of the worst teams in the league. Winnipeg, they're going to get the 2 points against San Jose, but they're going to win, or they're going to lose at Minnesota and at Colorado.
And yeah, the biggest playoff upset, not the San Jose Sharks, right? It's the Tampa Bay Lightning. The motherfuckers won 62 games, had 128 points.
Oh, that's right. They lost in the first round.
They lost in the first round to the Blue Jackets.
Yeah,
and even before then, the 82, the Oilers lost in the first round to the Kings.
That's crazy.
And they had Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, and Jan Curry. Damn.
I think the one thing you have to look at, though, with the Western Conference, too, is like, if I'm Minnesota and LA, I'm not trying to see Colorado in the first round.
Me neither.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody wants to.
So, like, the Kings have 2 games left, right? Who do the Kings play in their final 2 games?
Sorry, I'm pulling it up right now.
I think we just had an earthquake.
Oh, you shaking? We were shaking last week.
Mm-hmm.
We were shaking on
The
Tuesday.
Nuts and we play the Ducks.
Oh, fuck.
The
2
Mighty
easy
Ducks
wins
and
right there. I hope the Ducks beat you guys just because I need the Ducks to win.
Oh no, they're not beating us. They
Well, if I'm the Kings, I might lose one of those games to try and get to the 7th seed.
well, the Ducks just did they beat the what's the names in overtime? Because I know them in the Avalanche were in overtime.
No, they lost. Ducks have lost 11 straight.
Okay, they lost 5-4.
Yeah, the Ducks fucking suck.
Yeah, we're gonna smoke their ass. Damn, didn't they beat y'all in the first round of the playoffs before?
The Ducks?
Yeah.
Nah,
Probably.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago.
Want y'all to do like the 1 seed though?
No, that was
Nah,
the
not when we
Kings.
lost to the Ducks.
Yeah, I know. Fuck with you.
This fucking guy.
I need Anaheim to win both their games. I need Chicago to win both their games. I need Columbus to win all 3 of their games.
So none of that's gonna happen.
I know.
It's ping pong balls though, man.
Yeah.
Can still get it.
Gives us what, 9%?
All right, so is there any value on any of these Western Conference teams? Or who do we like?
Wait,
like?
what's the Oilers? Because I think
Plus 420.
damn, I thought they would be less than that.
They got to see the Kraken in the first round right now, though.
That's gonna be a tough series. That's gonna be a grinded out series. The thing about the Oilers, they could score so many damn goals. It ain't even funny. It's just
And they're hot right now too. 9-0-1 in their last 10.
if that goalie keep playing like he playing, they could win the cup.
Yeah, and and the NHL.
But that's not gonna
that
happen
shit.
though. So
I think it's too hard right now to take a Western Conference team because there's still so much possible movement in your numbers.
Yeah, I mean, you could basically. I
Hmm.
think.
There's not a single series that will be set because you look at the Central. There's Colorado 4 games left. Dallas and Minnesota
Colorado's
have
3 games left. They've had 79 games played.
Why does mine stand 78?
I don't know.
Did it not update?
No, but in Colorado's hot right now too. 8-2 in their last 10, and they've won 5 straight.
Okay, sorry. The game ended before. So okay, Colorado has 3 games. Dallas has 3. Minnesota has 3. But there's only 4 points separating those 3 teams. You look at Vegas and Edmonton. There's only 2 points separating those teams. Like,
Yep. I was gonna say Edmonton could easily slide into that one seed.
Edmonton, yeah, they can.
Even Colorado could.
Yeah. Vegas could lose both games left,
Who do they have?
and you've got Vegas. I think they have Chicago actually.
You know
I
how
don't
they
know that for sure though.
They definitely Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Maybe Arizona instead. Come
The
on,
Kraken.
Seattle and Seattle.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kraken
Both
twice.
against Seattle.
In Seattle or
Away.
or
One in
home
each.
and away?
One in each.
Yeah.
Nice. Seattle's been pretty hot, 7-2-1 in their last 10. Really, the only
Yeah.
Western Conference team that hasn't been hot in the last 10 is the Kings, 5-5.
Yeah,
They've lost
it's
3
not-
straight.
That's not a good look heading into the postseason.
No, especially if you got to face Colorado in the first round, man. You guys might be TKO.
If we face Colorado in the first round, we might be cooked.
Yep, that will not be pretty.
To be honest, I think Colorado's gonna win it again.
I think we only beat them one time too, and the time we did beat them was like 5-2.
What's
sorry.
odd for Colorado to win it or go for the Western?
Western Conference plus 280, they're the favorite. And then to win it all, they're the second betting favorite plus 700.
I mean, I see both of those happening.
All right.
Let's go, y'all.
Let's get some best bets. What do we like, fellas? For tomorrow. Or you can throw out a future, man.
For Monday, April 10th, my best bet is do Baltimore money line.
Okay, I like it.
They're playing against the Oakland A's.
It's still gonna be like plus 200, right?
No, it's like plus 180 or something, or plus 160 right now.
I think they're minus 178.
Minus 160 right now.
And also give me the Padres. Yeah, plus 115 against the Mets.
Ooh. Me and Irv going against each other for best bets, huh?
Yeah.
Ben, what do you like?
I am going to go. I'll do a baseball and a hockey one. For baseball, we're gonna go Houston over Pittsburgh. I'm guessing the value there is not too high because Houston hasn't been, all that great. I don't know. Do you have the lines for that?
For what?
Houston against Pittsburgh.
They're minus 160.
Yeah,
Minus 160. I will take Houston on the money line there. And then for hockey, I mean, we can go Winnipeg Jets over San Jose.
What's some money line on that?
And Minnesota over Chicago. Let's parlay those both because you're not going to get good odds.
So it's Minnesota money line parlay.
Those teams sucking donkey balls.
All right, I like it. All right, my two best bets. I'm going Mets minus 120 against San Diego. We know the history of teams that play on Sunday night baseball that have to travel to, the day after. Not very good. 67% against the spread, or 67% straight up. Give me the Mets minus 120, and then I'm also gonna go Miami Marlins minus 115 on the money line. Third in WRC plus against left-handed pitching. Bruce Falter is going to be on the mound for the Phillies, who's a left-handed pitcher. Also, don't really love what I see from the Phillies early on here. They kind of look not so good. They should have lost 2 out of 3 against the Reds. And Sandy Alcantara is on the mound tomorrow, man. I think that's a short number at minus 115. So give me Miami, baby.
Like all those bets.
Well, you can't like them all
All right,
because
before we go,
Irv and I are going against each other on one of them.
I mean, I get them on both sides, so
Yeah, he's just he taking the Padres because they're the better team.
all right. Before
That
we
and
go,
Max
I'm
Scherzer's
gonna
on the
go
mound.
over
I
my
think-
two beers
I think-
really quick.
Max Scherzer's cooked.
Could be, or it could be a good bounce back spot. Irv.
True.
All right, Ben. Give us a rating on your beers?
So I'm going to go with 4.75 on both of these beers for two separate reasons. The first, we're going to start with the Ghost. This was one that was 4.8% sour. I think this is something that you can really drink well during a hot summer day. It would be a go-to of mine for anywhere from June to August. I think the watermelon and the strawberry go really well together. That pucker, Jordan, you would absolutely love this beer. Is great. It's there, but it's not too overpowering. So 4.75 out of 5. Great beer from Temescal Brewery. First time I'm having them out of Oakland, so very good job on that. And I'm going to go 4.75 on the Sunset Bay from Alvarado Street. Different reasons. The taste on this is absolutely incredible. I do think that, and the reason why I'm knocking it down is it does have to stay cold. And this, for me, it has to be a cold beer because of that 8%. But this is something that you can drink easily and cause you many problems because the fruit taste of this is so good. The passion fruit, the tangerine, the little bit of coconut, which was there initially, completely settles after a quarter of the beer. These are great.
Nice. Sounds fucking delicious, man.
Yep.
I really want to try both of them, but I definitely want to try that watermelon strawberry one. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Shit's good.
Thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure to tap in on Tuesday. We will be breaking down Major League Baseball for the very next day. We'll be handicapping a handful of games, picking them, getting some best bets out there, talking some news updates. Maybe we'll have some NFL news and updates going on. So tap in with us Tuesday night. And yeah, man, we appreciate y'all very much. Make sure to go to Devour.com or download the Devour app straight to your mobile device. Use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. You can follow Irv on Twitter at SwervinIrvinTSP. Follow myself at Jordan Rules TSP. Follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. We'll be hitting more social content coming up for the baseball season for sure. So tap in with us, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. For Big Ball and Ben Larson, Swervin Irvin, Washington, I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Lads, we are out of here. Peace.
Enjoy the rest of your Easter.